Well, good evening, Danny. How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. Long time no see.
Yeah, it feels like a few days, hasn't it?
You know, and I don't know how many thousands of miles away. No, I'm just kidding. That was quite a drive, I will say, from
Yeah.
Long Lac. I did enjoy a good portion of it, from about 2 o'clock in the morning to about 6. That was the hardest 4 hours of driving I've ever done. But I will say, if there's any advice I can give anybody, if you're driving a long distance and you feel tired, if there's any advice I can give you, pull over.
10-minute nap will do the world of good.
And Dan, I'll be honest with you. I remember, I think I told you the story. I literally pulled over. I left the radio on, and instead of laying back, I sort of leaned forward. And I remember nodding off. And I know that I fell asleep because the song that was on the radio, and this was an extended remix, was not the same song that was playing when I woke up. So I think it was probably 7 minutes that I passed out. But that was in Gravenhurst. To get back to Brampton, which was another, 2.5 hours maybe. That 7 minutes of sleep is all I needed. It was amazing. So again, if there's a public service announcement there, if you are driving a long distance and you feel tired, do not hesitate to pull over. You'd be surprised at a little nap. A little nap will do you, as they say.
Especially up there, there's nice places to pull over and it's nice and quiet. There's not much traffic going on, right? So it's
especially at that time. Yeah, especially at that time. But let's talk about the tournament. Obviously, what a great experience. A very, very successful tournament up in Long Lac. To Alan and his entire crew, all the volunteers, the town people, Christelle, Chantel, all the volunteers that were part of his committee, the folks that helped out at the food, at the bar, Tim, who was doing, the Calcutta. I mean, there's a whole host of individuals that really helped put this tournament on the map. And after this past weekend, there's no way a tournament like this is ever going to die.
They got a Mason Foundation built up there with a great group of people and just the very passionate people behind it. And most of them are not even anglers. They really want to support the community in the town because it is a community event, kind of like what we're doing here. So it's nice to see that build up, eh? And it's one of those places that you like to go. The weather is going to get you at least one day every time, and this year was no exception to that. So we live to tell and go through all that.
Congratulations to Jesse and Francis de Champlain for being the runner-up. And, of course, I tell you, Kevin Robinell and Steve Gravel, they continue to succeed, man. They just continue to rise to the top. I don't know exactly how they do it, but they are really something there, and true champions, because at the end of the day, as a fellow angler yourself, Dan, they are probably two of the most respected anglers on the trail.
And 1 and 2 were on Team NXS, so we know them very, very well. They're our team members, so we take good care of them. We love having them, and that's a good reason why we have them on here, is because they're such phenomenal anglers, both those teams. It was so close. It could have went either way, and we knew it was going to kind of come to a shootout with that, even though there's probably about 20 of us that really could have pulled one off and got in there at some point. But when the chips laid down on day 2, they were the ones fighting it out.
And I just want you to know, I did lose money. I did bet on you and Marilisa pulling us off.
We tried hard.
But it was awesome to see you guys in the top 10. And congratulations and kudos to that. I know it's disappointing not to finish well, but in my eyes, you did. I thought both of you did really, really well. So congrats, even though you're not happy with the result.
It's not that we weren't happy with the result. We were a little bummed because we actually had fish on our lines that would have kept us in the top 10. And it's just 10 minutes left. We actually hooked into a nice one, and they come off, and it just happens sometimes, right? Day 1, I could hit a pie plate at 100 yards, no problem, and that win. Day 2, I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn at 20 yards. I was all over the map, so it was just terrible for us. We needed the win to help us, apparently. So
that's awesome. Well, as I said, congratulations to Kevin and Steve for being the NOWT champions for 2025 up in Long Lac. Very deserved, and to be able to persevere through that weather. I mean, you were dealing with 4-foot chop out there on day 1. Day 2, it laid down a little bit, and of course that really it threw a wrench into things for a lot of the anglers. They were really hoping, because they weren't able to target some of the spots that they were on day 1 because of the weather, they were all excited. Day 2, I'll be able to get on that spot, and all of a sudden the fish weren't there. So
yeah,
that's tournament fishing, baby.
And it gave us more opportunity to actually run around. So I think we spent more time scotching pots instead of actually just grinding away on them, which was what we did on Monday. But on the Saturday, I should say, lesson learned. Next tournament we go. We can't, unless you're Steve and Jesse and Kevin, those guys, you can't win them all, right?
100%. Nice to have a lot of folks in the house watching. Steve, nice to see you. Always a pleasure to have you around, Tony. Eve's here as well. KBC's in the house. Always appreciate these guys and the support that they give. Gary, it's an honor having you. Dean, I'm going to see you hopefully very, very soon up at Horwood Lake Lodge. And I believe that's like in a week. Almost a little bit more than a week. This summer, Dan, has absolutely flown by, eh?
It's amazing. It's kind of shocking to realize that Friday's August.
100%.
We realize that, and I feel like I haven't accomplished half of what I thought I was going to get at this point.
Oof, don't even get me started.
We got a lot to do too. So
now, listen, you know what? As one tournament finishes, another one starts, and we have the honor to have these two lads joining us all the way from Georgia.
Hey, that's right. Yes, sir.
So we've got Trevor Barnucz on the right and Tristan. Your last name, Tristan, is it?
Kruczek. Polish. Yes, yeah.
Oh, very, very good. So Tristan on the left, Trevor on the right. You guys are all the way from Georgia, and obviously joining us tonight to tell us a little bit about the journey of what brought you to the Peach State. So far, you've been down there for how many days now, guys?
We've been
3 days of practice, and then today was an off day. So, it was 2 days of driving. It was a 17-hour drive down here, and then we've practiced for 3 days. So we've been down here for 4 days, and then plus the tournament will be 6, hopefully 7 days. There's a championship day. Yeah. So pretty much what all happened was there's this. Well, first of all, before I get into any of this, we gotta say a bunch of thank yous because we wouldn't be here without a bunch of support. So first of all, OBN, Ontario Bass Nation, they sponsored the trip for us to come down here along with the other Canadian team, Damien Kimball. He's fishing by himself for this week. So good on him. And he's a younger kid as well. The title sponsor for us, Shimano, American Bait Works, Crush City, Rapala, and all of our sponsors, ourselves, Fenwick Berkeley, Exxon, Rod Glove, and our friends and family. We can't thank them enough. They've been doing everything for us. They've been doing all behind the scenes, stuff like that. So we can't thank our family enough for everything right now.
And of course, your grandparents are watching, Trevor, as we speak right now.
There you go.
Awesome to have family involved in all this. But so first and foremost, obviously there was a lead up to allow you to qualify for this tournament. Why don't you walk us through what qualified you for this?
Okay, so sorry, we lost you guys for a second. Sorry, we're gonna have spotty Wi-Fi. There is a tournament usually out of the Kawarthas. This year it is coming down to Long Point, but it is the OBN Youth Qualifier. So through this tournament, youth anglers in the OBN get a chance to qualify for the tournament that we're competing in, which is the Bassmaster High School National Championship. It's the Super Bowl of high school bass fishing.
The pinnacle of the high school angling.
That's right. And so Tristan, he's won the tournament 2 years in a row, and he's only been tournament fishing for 2 years. So he's an absolute stick. And so again, last year he won the tournament. He got the ticket to come down along with his partner, but I finished third. So I was the first guy out. And the 3 times I've fished this tournament, I've been the third guy out. So it's been a fun ride, but it's a great event, and I truly recommend every kid to compete in that event for a chance to have this opportunity because it's absolutely life-changing. So pretty much what led up to this was Tristan's partner backed out last minute. And about a month before our trip down here, we got a call from the youth director, so Anthony and I can't remember her name. I feel really bad. B. we got a call from them, and they wanted me to go down to join Tristan, and we hopped on the gun, and we had to find a boat captain, which we ended up finding Jameson. I don't know if he's probably not watching this. He's at his grandpa's birthday, so shout out to Jameson. He's been captaining us all week down here. And then, we kind of just got our butts going, and now we're down here. So, yeah.
Unbelievable. Dan, I'm sure you've got a million questions that come to mind, so I'll let you go first.
Yeah.
Well, I'm kind of curious. You mentioned a captain, so like, how does that format run? Do you have to have someone driving the boat for you guys? And what is your league kind of comprised? Is this the only tournament you guys do every year, or throughout the year? Or
you want to talk about that?
Well, we found Jameson through Facebook. We reached out to all these Facebook pages in Clarksville, and we were just saying, "Hey, we're from Canada. We need a hand. We need a boat captain." And for sure, we found a willing boat captain to help us through the journey and just drive us around, basically look for our own spots, research the techniques, do all the homework beforehand, starting in Canada, researching the map, finding the contour lines, the drop-offs, everything.
Yeah, so pretty much what the rules are for Bassmaster, as a high school angler, you need to have a boat captain. Which is pretty much just acts like a coach. They can't really help you, like they can't like tie your knots or like cast themselves. They kind of just coach you, like, hey, like pitch right there, or like stuff like that, and like they can help with like making sure the fish stay alive and stuff like that. So the boat captain's a really big part, and that's something we needed, or else we couldn't compete. So yeah, we were kind of in the scramble last minute to find somebody, and Jameson hopped on, so we couldn't thank him enough.
Exactly.
But so that's kind of the format. So there's the two anglers and then the boat captain, which is pretty much like what you need in order. Like if you don't have a boat captain, you can't fish. Pretty much how it works. So
So Tristan, when you say that you've won this event twice, it's not the one that you're at that you've won twice.
No, you got to qualify in Ontario.
Okay, the qualifier. Gotcha. I'm like, holy crap, you've won this twice? My Lord, man.
The only Canadian to actually win this event was Cooper and Danny on the St. Lawrence River.
Yes.
And since then, like, no one, unfortunately, no one has been close to that. Especially because, like, the tournaments now are usually on, like, Hartwell, or they're in the south, right? So it's a bit more difficult for us. But, like, we're putting it all together, and we're pretty confident going into this, so.
Yeah.
What's your primary game plan on there? Is it largemouth, spotted bass, mollies? Like, what are you targeting? What's your goal?
So this lake, it's going to be a mix of both. We're going to be looking for the largemouth. Typically, on average, the largemouth are going to be larger than the spotted bass. You can run into a big spotted bass, but the largemouth are going to be bigger. Like, so last weekend, there was the junior championship. So for the elementary school anglers. So they had the tournament on the same lake, and like for the biggest bag of the tournament, there was a 713 caught. So there's some big largemouth in this lake, and that's going to be a huge player. And teams are going to need those. And then the spotted bass, there's tons of them. So it's about running into the right size fish. But I think largemouth are going to be a huge player in this event. But spotted bass are going to be majority of the bags for sure.
Obviously, down it's Clark's Hill Lake that you're competing on, correct?
That's correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So if anybody doesn't know where Clark's Hill is, let's go to Google Maps and we will
straight down.
Yeah, pretty much.
Straight down.
If you draw a line from where I live on Long Point Bay, you draw a line straight down. That is exactly where we are, right there. Yeah.
So it looks like it's a reservoir lake. I'm assuming it's a reservoir lake.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So the cool thing about this lake is that it's a blue herring fishery. So on the Savannah River chain, there's I think 4 major lakes. I can't remember the top 2, but then it goes, or I guess there's 5. I forget the top 2, but then it goes Lake Hartwell, which is like famous for its bass fishing tournaments, and then Russell B Reservoir, and then there's Clark's Hill Lake, which is kind of at the end of the Savannah River chain. And this chain's home to like I said, blueback herring, which is pretty much just a giant schooling fish. And these bass, they'll chase them all day long. And like you'll be fishing the bank, and all of a sudden you look over your shoulder and you'll see like 50 bass blowing up on a giant school of bait. It's like watching tuna blow up on mackerel in the ocean.
Pelagic.
It's a very big pelagic fishery, and it's 77,000 acres, so
Huge.
There's a lot of water to fish.
Creek arms, everything.
I also noticed that this lake is right on the border of South Carolina and Georgia. Are you going to be fishing in both states or just Georgia?
It's going to be a mix of both states. It's all pretty relative. So there's the one creek arm that goes straight into Georgia, and then there's one that shares the border. So it's pretty much split into two. But it's going to be sort of half and half. We're going to kind of hop from each side. But again, these fish are pelagic, so it's going to be just finding where they are. We have general areas, but it's just going to be figuring out where those fish are going to be right then and there. But it's going to be kind of a random thing, but we know where some bigger fish are for sure.
Correct.
As a reservoir goes, is this one here like big on its water fluctuations, or is it pretty stable?
It's pretty stable. What would you think?
At this time of year, it's pretty stable.
Yeah.
I know they drop the water a lot in the winter time, and
Reservoirs are famous for just having you lose an inch of water, and all of a sudden the fish is completely shut off, or they turn on. So it's just gonna be
so kind of right now the situation we're in is the water levels are down about 3 feet.
Yes.
Kind of just so originally it said full pool, which means it's at like the regular water level, and it's not.
No.
So it's about 3 feet. So when you're going down the bank, you can actually see where the water level should be.
Yeah. The water line.
Where the water line is exactly right.
Yeah.
So you can see rocks, trees, and stuff all up out of the water. And then you can even a cool tip for anyone that's going down to sort of a reservoir fishery is you can go back and look on Google Earth Pro different times a year, and you can see when the water level drops, and then you can see all that shoreline structure or even offshore structure. So that was something that we used a lot. Yeah, exactly, right? So like
find all the brush piles, the laydowns.
That's right, all that stuff. So it's reservoirs is something we don't have a lot here. Like this style reservoir is something we don't have a lot in Canada. So this is all brand new to us. But yeah.
For us in the walleye, where the last 3 tournaments I run were all reservoirs, so they all get affected the same way, and we have 20 drops in some of them. So one of the things that we start paying attention for is rain in the forecast, whether we got something coming up and how much, because it can greatly change things. Especially in the right way. So I'm not sure if you guys have to concern yourself, or if you are concerned with that, to be honest.
Yes.
So like we've had storms go through, but like it hasn't really done much. If anything, it's raised the water about 1 inch. But my family's been going down to the dam every day fishing. So Stephanie's been also enjoying Georgia, and they haven't been pulling any water. So it's we'll be rained on for most of the weekend leading in the tournament. So it might go up a few inches, but this lake's huge. So
it fluctuates between the dams on each side of the lakes, so they control the water as they desire.
That's right.
There's 2 dams on this water.
Yeah. So pretty much. So Clark's Hill. There's Clark's Hill. There's the bottom end of Clark's Hill where like the main dam is, and then right at the top of it, right where the lake ends. You can kind of see it at the very top, right where the mouse cursor is. That's where the second dam is at Russell B Reservoir. So just right there, that's where the lake technically starts. So it goes straight from one lake to another, and they can fluctuate, however they want it. Typically, they don't move it a whole lot in the summer unless there's serious flooding. But yeah.
So I got to ask, I don't know what your air temperature is down there. Let's just assume it's 300 degrees. What is the surface temperature right now on that reservoir?
Wow.
It's different than home. I'll say that for sure. Let's just say, Scottie, I went in. So it is. I'll do it in Celsius. We've been using Fahrenheit all week. Yeah, so let's say I jumped in the water and it was 40 degrees at air temp. I went in the water to grab a jig that was stuck on a tree, and it felt the exact same. It was like the water temp was like 92, 93 in that range. That is the warmest water I've ever fished. So another thing that this week that's going to hurt us a lot is fish care. So we got to be on those fish, make sure they don't die, because there's 250 teams in this tournament. It's a huge tournament. We got every ounce is going to count. So we got to make sure these fish stay alive.
Yeah.
I have to ask, with 250 teams, where are they all from? Are they all from the States, or how many Canadian teams have we got down there?
Whoa. So there's 2 Canadian teams, myself and Trevor, and Damien Kimball. He's a second Canadian team. And yeah, there's 250 boats with kids, and they're arranged from throughout the whole states of America. And yeah, there's even kids from New Mexico. Everywhere, yeah.
And I got to give a shout out to Bass, because today at the registration meeting, again, like there's like 500, almost 1,000 people in this building, including boat captains and stuff like that. And they shouted out Canada as being able to come down. So it's a really great organization. And I really encourage people to come down, because it is insane. And then shout out to Kevin at Bass Pro. I know he's definitely not watching this, but Kevin, he's boat captaining for a team in North Carolina, and he said to give him a call if he has any, like, we have any boat problems. And he actually gave us a $50 Bass Pro gift card. He didn't need to use it, so big shout out to Kevin. It means the world for us to have the support that we've been getting as Canadians in the States. So yeah.
I'm interested to hear your techniques, but before we get to that, obviously you have like a media day. There's a whole bunch of presentations. Walk us through, as you just sort of touched on it, 2 Canadian teams amongst 245 other teams. You're rubbing shoulders with the elite when it comes to the high school class of angler. But like, give us an idea of what kind of experience this is, because both Dan and I missed out on this.
I don't know what Tristan thinks of it, but it is for me personally, it is super intimidating. Sorry, like all these kids, like they've been fishing for a long time, right? So it's a pretty cool experience, but it's nothing like we have at home.
No,
for sure.
no, yeah. Definitely, yeah. You can see how much chairs, and they were all filled.
Yeah.
Yes. And being the fact that we were the only 2 Canadian teams was really nice.
We were kind of getting.
Nice,
I don't want to be rude to anybody, but we were kind of getting some funny looks being from like the only team from Canada. But everyone's really welcoming, and it's awesome.
Yes. Yeah.
It's all part of the competition. Dan, you know all about that.
That's true. Yes. Yeah.
So cool. This is so cool. So pre-fishing, I gotta ask, I saw you with a bag of craw. Look, what is the biggest bait that you're going to be using? What's been the most productive bait and presentation that you're probably going to go into tomorrow with?
So I'll kind of talk about the first part, and then I guess you can get in a second. So we're going to be kind of doing a mix of shallow and deep stuff. Mostly doing a lot of finesse fishing. Like we haven't really found one bait that's like going to put us over everybody else. So it's going to be kind of what we call junk fishing everything we have in the boat. But like shallow stuff, you're going to be throwing your typical like reservoir staples. You're going to be throwing swim baits. You're going to be throwing shaky heads. You're going to be throwing jigs, stuff like that. And then we've been experimenting, because it is a blue herring lake, fishing offshore in that 15 to like 50 feet of water, finding these big schools of bait. And Tristan's been dialing it in pretty good. Yeah,
there's teams fishing in the middle of the channel, just 50 feet. You would never think fish would live there, but there's a thermocline around 30 feet, and below that, that's where stripers like to live. And yeah, you just see this wherever the bait is, that's where the bass will follow up and school and try and eat the blue herring. And just pinging a minnow, like seriously putting your head down. It's that easy, looking at live scope and just trying to figure out, messing with different weights, the weight of the fall, and just dialing it in, maybe switching up the line. Yeah, it's pretty nice. So.
Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah.
What's your target weight each day? Like, what are you guys hoping to achieve? Like that you feel
Okay.
So it's instead of 5 bass limit, which is like a typical term, it's 3 fish limit because there's so many teams. So they really want to limit. Like they don't want to have a big fish kill, right? So like Bassmaster's so good with their conservation. So I believe this is a great idea just to have a 3 fish limit tournament. So pretty much what we're going to be looking at is if you can get in that stellar 15-pound range for 3 fish, you're going to be doing really, really well. You're going to have really good potential to win this tournament. And then getting into like that 12 to 10-pound range, you're still going to have a really good shot. It's going to be really hard to keep up that 15 pounds every day of the tournament. I don't believe a team will be able to do that. But it definitely can happen. But being able to back it up with solid bags for the rest of the week is definitely going to be game changer. But there, as we've seen from the junior event, there are some really, really big fish out here. There's a 713 caught, which is just insane. And we've been lucky and been able to see some bigger schools of fish. We haven't really been able to get them to play, but practice doesn't matter. It's only tournament day, right?
So they live there. They live
right.
in the water. So.
Amen. Now, Trevor, typically, you're usually sitting in a kayak at these kind of events. How different is it? And do you appreciate the change fishing from a boat?
Oh, 100%. Like there's a lot more room. Like I love fishing a kayak, don't get me wrong. But like there is a lot more room. You can really spread out more. You can do you can't really do as much as you can in a kayak, but like again, we're going from South Carolina to Georgia and back and forth,
Yes.
right? So, like, being able to do that in a boat is really helpful, especially in a tournament like this. In a kayak tournament, you're only able to fish one area. So, it's really nice to be able to do that in a boat. So, just getting able to move around and fish effectively, fish fast. Like, if there's no fish there, leave, go to the next spot, and just kind of have that milk run. It's really nice to have a boat so we can do that. And then, just kind of the layout as well.
Cool. Tristan, this is old hat for you. So, I have to say you've experienced this before, but, I want to equate it similar to that of rep hockey. You guys go down to an event like this, and I would always tell my kids, we'd show up in the parking lot and there'd be Porsches and Land Rovers and whatever. And I'd always say to the kid, boys, you're not making this team. There's too many rich parents down here. I have to ask, you have your own captain that is providing a boat for you. Are there kids down there that have their own boat?
Yes, that's for sure.
It was actually funny, Scottie. I'll touch on this quickly. Like, we were practicing with our boat captain, and there will be just like one 16-year-old kid driving a brand new 2025 bass boat, and it's like seeing that, like you do not see that where we are, and it's like just seeing that shocks me. But yeah, it's definitely different.
It is. Yes, it's quite different. Yeah.
Can you imagine?
That's not Dad's boat, that's his boat. So
Right?
Yeah.
But can you imagine being 16 years old and having a fully decked out rig, fishing high school championship? Like, holy smokes, man.
Yeah, being on the water every day. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, that would be perfect.
I was on the water every day,
Deal
but
with
my
winter.
kinder could barely keep the water out.
I remember being in the water, maybe knee deep, casting out. But I mean, to have it, that's truly something. So, I mean, obviously, there's anglers that are from the area. They will have, obviously an inherited advantage because they fished this body of water before. But to be honest, like, be straight up. Do you like your chances going into tomorrow?
Yeah.
I think we've seen the fish, like, in the areas we were fishing. We've seen them. We know what's there. I think we have a really good shot. We don't want to get too confident, but also we still want to be confident going into this. Like, we know this fish. We're getting lots of bites.
Yeah.
Like, what we're doing is we're shaking off a lot of our fish. We're not hooking them. But we know the areas where there are fish.
Yes.
We're just hoping they stay there, and this can go really well if we get lucky enough.
Yes. Yeah. It can only change in one bite.
That's right.
That's all what it takes.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yes.
For us who are back home wanting to follow along, I know your dad put a link in the comment section. Is there some way we can follow along? Like, is Bassmaster holding TV coverage of this? Like, how does that all work?
So there will be a live video of the weigh-in, correct?
Correct. It starts at 3:30.
3:30, and then there also is like a bass track. Except we run it ourselves, so I have it on my phone, and I'll send Bass a message like whenever we catch something. So there's that as well. So you can follow that throughout the day. But we have a really late boat number, so there's again 250 teams.
Yeah.
We are the 241st boat to go out next tomorrow. So we're going to be sitting there for a long time in the water, and then our check-in's at 4:40. So we won't be on the weigh-in stage till pretty much the end. And the weigh-ins, starts at 3:00, goes to 6 p.m. So it's a long weigh-in. Again, there's so many boats in this tournament. So, yeah.
The only advantage to a late weigh-in.
Sorry, go ahead, Dan. Go ahead.
I say the only advantage to a late weigh-in is you pretty much know where you are in the standings.
Exactly.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
So with that many boats and with that late a number, you think you guys are going to find some quiet water, or are you going to have to be fishing in a group the whole time?
So I think it depends. Like it depends how much these kids want to run. Like again, this lake's huge, but right by the ramp is obviously going to be probably the most congested water. It's like within a 10-minute boat ride. But honestly, like, what do you think? We haven't seen many boats in our areas.
No, to be honest, they're all fishing the channel, trying to find schools, and we're kind of doing our own thing in the back of creeks, trying to find our own school and fish. And yeah,
Free fishing is always different in the tournament stuff, right? We always joke around about that. You see boats everywhere, but come pre-fish time, there's 20 boats here, there's 20 boats here, everybody kind of runs. And so
that's good.
Having that advantage of being in the end actually kind of helps you. You may knock off like your 3 or 4 hot spots that you had because you know there's traffic on it and push off. But it sucks because now you got to make a long run.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. But like honestly, like we're pretty like the areas that we do have. There's going to be some that will have people on it, but and there will be some that we'll have completely to ourselves. And I completely believe that there's some little tiny spots that we have found that look like they're not obvious at all. Like we kind of came across them randomly. Also with a lot of research, but so I feel like we'll have some areas to ourselves, but there'll definitely be boats around for sure.
Having nomadic fish like that feed on bait like that, though, they're constantly moving, so they're not stuck to any stage.
Correct. It's just hitting the right spot at the right time.
Yeah.
And everyone's rotating through their own spots, and it's just a matter if you can see them at the right time.
Based so far on the pre-fish, is it more of a morning bite or does it not matter?
Oh,
depends on conditions. Like I think sun helps a lot, which is kind of funny because the water temp's so hot.
It is.
So at least from what we found with that cloud, the fish are moving so much. It's so hard to find them, and they're not really wanting to sit on structure as much.
No, they can be everywhere.
That's right.
Yeah.
But with the sun, it allows the fish to be more tight to structure, so be tight to those brush piles out deep, and I think they're easier to like pick off.
Yeah,
I agree 100%. Any idea what the biggest bass is that's been caught out of this reservoir?
Oh, so
I think like so again. U.S. fisheries, you can pretty much fish all year round in most places, especially in the southern states. I know there's been 14-pounders caught out of here during when they're spawning, stuff like that.
Yeah.
We probably won't see a fish that big in this tournament. I'm positive we'll see one at least pushing that 8-pound range for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe even a couple, but you never know out there. Hopefully that's us, but
we'll see.
you don't know,
Yeah.
right? So. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be awesome? Hey, Dan, for them to be holding up a double-digit bass as Canadians down.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Listen, you don't have to beat the teams. You just got to beat the fish. That's all.
That's right. No, that's right. It's us versus the fish at this point. That's right.
So we obviously learned how you qualified for this. In terms of expense, I mean, I'm sure you had to pay to get your way there, but is a lot of this stuff covered by Bass, or are you paying entry fees? Like, how does that all work?
So yeah, Bass Nation gave us some money due to all the fundraising and the community for always paying for their Bass memberships and everything in between, the events, CanCast, doing the draws, all helped us. And we received some money from them. Not enough to pay everything, but it sure does help.
It covers a lot.
It covers a lot.
Like it makes it a lot easier for us, for sure it does. So
yeah,
like pretty much like if you're supposed to do this like your own way, I'm sure you could do it to where like you're almost spending nothing. I definitely think you could.
Well, by the sounds of it, there's some kids down there that probably haven't got a lot invested because dad's got deep pockets. But I will say that the path I was going down with this, of course, there has been a lot of hands that have helped you guys get to where you are in terms of fundraising and what have you. And for all of them, I'm sure there's a million folks that you'd love to take a moment.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Like again, like Ontario Bass Nation and the Ontario youth, like they make this whole thing possible for us to even just go down there, and they did most of the fundraising and stuff like that, as well as CanCast. Our sponsors like Shimano, American Baitworks for Powell at Berkeley, Fenwick, Abu, Exxon, Rod Glove, all those, like, can't thank them enough. And then friends and family, like my family, Tristan's family, being able, like, allowing us to do this. Yeah. We can't, like, thank them
chase this crazy dream of ours.
That's right. Yeah.
Exactly.
How much sharing of knowledge goes on at an event like this? I mean, is everybody pretty tight-lipped? Do they look at you Canadians? Because I know when you were down with the kayak, there was so much sharing of information that was going on that you touched on it a couple times, Trevor. But with this, is everybody tight-lipped, or how's that working?
I'd say it's pretty tight-lipped. Like, guys will talk, but they won't necessarily say exactly what they're doing. They'll put you, like, people will put you in the complete wrong direction for their advantage. So like me, like Damien, he's the other Canadian team. We've been talking with him. So we've been sharing information that way, like talking about patterns and stuff like that. Working as a team. We've talked to like a couple other teams, and like just talk about like what we've been catching them on and like stuff like that. But it's all pretty relative, honestly. No one's really doing anything else crazy.
Yeah, but they like staying with their own clubs, and some clubs have 15 teams in them, so they don't need to. Yeah, they keep it all to themselves.
Yeah.
When I saw the jerseys, and I must say I absolutely love them. They're gorgeous jerseys. I thought maybe Trevor was going down there in disguise to try and get some information, because I'm like, he's got Shimano on his arms. Like, I've never seen. I mean, Shimano's never looked so good. I would say, but again, like as I said, being from Canada and being amongst like you said, a good group of American counterparts that have I would say some time together. It would be a tough nut to crack. I'm sure it's a tough circle to get into.
Correct.
But I will say this, from all of us up here, we couldn't have a better pair down there representing our youth, our next gen of anglers. And you talked about McGarry, and you talked about Cooper. I tell you,
everyone,
like, you are walking down that same road they did, and I'm smiling. I can't even imagine how you guys do it.
It's pretty amazing. It's definitely a once in a lifetime trip. And we both love the sport, and like we want to pursue it in our future. Whether that's going pro or just fishing local stuff and having fun, right? So it's our passion, and we're just living proof that like any kid from Ontario can do it.
Exactly.
And it's a blast for sure.
So with that, I got to ask, like, you are an inspiration for a lot of kids that are watching. Christian is watching here, and I'm sure he'd love to trade spots with you. But how does someone get involved? Is it club tournaments that they start to, find their way? And
Yes,
if they wanted to go down this same path as you lads, like how they do that?
exactly. So just joining a club in your local area, whether it's the St. Catharines, York region, Kawartha Lakes, which I'm a part of, which Curtis Cronkright, the director over there, really helped me out, starting me up. It was awesome. And just go from there. You learn, you practice, you go to the meetings each month. The place that I was going to was Jesse's place in Ennismore, which was really awesome. But these kids can go to these meetings and learn. They learn how to tie knots, lures, what time, what day, but which are the fundamentals of becoming a better angler if you want to catch more fish. And that's what really drove me. I really wanted to catch fish and just become a better angler. And then after that, at the end of the year, well, you get schooled up doing all these local club tournaments on your local lakes. You go to the provincials and you get a chance of qualifying to come to the States and representing Ontario. Yeah.
And it's easy. All you need is a Bass membership. And you can join. And like Tristan said, there's plenty of clubs that you can join around Ontario. And it's just finding your fit. And if you love the sport enough, and like I definitely believe like every kid should try it out if they like bass fishing.
Yes, yeah. If you're keen on learning,
That's right.
There's lots of learning. You never stop learning in the sport.
Amen.
Yes, yeah. Awesome.
Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah.
So you, like, as you're talking earlier, you are on a fishing trip. Have you guys, like, I'm not sure what the community you're in, have you guys got to go exploring, go check things out? And how's the community take that many anglers, that many people? Because if you got 250 teams, that means, like you were saying, you got, probably 3,000 or 4,000 people that have entered that community. So
Yes.
Yeah. So visit Columbia County, which is the area we're staying in, which is like Augusta, some of Georgia, stuff like that, some parts of Georgia. They're sponsoring the event, so they've been like giving out.
Yeah.
They've been giving. Sorry, our backstage is giving us notes.
Yeah, notes.
They've been really like helping out with like getting the local parks involved and stuff like that, like allowing us like they've opened up the ramps and stuff like that for us. They've closed down some parks so the anglers can like take their time and practice and stuff like that. So they've been a huge help. Same with there's a local tackle shop just by the main ramp called Haddon Outdoors. They've been like a really big supporter of the event. They're having like little mini like
flipping contest.
There's a flipping contest tonight. We didn't end up going to that. We ended up going out to Olive Garden because the girls love Olive Garden. And we got to experience it for the first time. So we didn't end up getting to go to that, but they've been doing like a bunch of events like that, and they're providing like ice for the anglers and stuff like that. So Haddon Outdoors as well is doing a great job. But, so pretty much short answer, community's like taking it in really well.
To the next level.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. They planned it out. Who knows how long they planned us to come here to support the amount of teams, which is phenomenal.
Soak it up and enjoy it.
Amen, brother.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes.
Well said, Benny. I have to ask, before a big game, I will always say I always had a hard time sleeping the night before. I'm not going to lie. I have to ask, like, obviously when we're done here, you're probably going to rehydrate for the 100th time today. What are the chances the two of you are going to get any shut-eye tonight?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. You know what, Scottie? Honestly, we've been up at like 4 a.m. every day for practice. I am like, when I crash hard, Scottie, and that coach is calling my name tonight. So I'll go to bed, but it's going to be an early morning. We'll be up at 3 a.m. We got to go to the ramp early to get checked in. So I think I'll be able to sleep. I don't know about Tristan, but
personally, I will, because I know that me and Trevor put our heart, soul, everything we got into this tournament, and we're doing the best we can, and we have the best family to support us, and we just all the backing, Ontario Bass Nation, everybody. Words can't describe.
The team manager is enforcing curfew tonight. That's not with me. That's not with me. I'm not even a team manager.
That's right.
I can't
You can't hear that's my dad, but my mom is the team manager and the team cheerleader. So So if you're watching live and we're on the stage and you hear someone screaming, you're gonna know who it is.
It's gonna be her.
Yeah.
That's wild. Is this much like Championship Sunday where you've got a certain amount of teams that move on? Like, how does that all work?
All right. So it's 25 teams on the third day.
Yeah.
Move on. Yes.
Yeah. And honestly, if you make it that day, anyone's got a shot out here.
Yeah,
It's a 3-fish limit. The weights are so tight. It's going to be ounces who decides to get to that championship day with the top 25.
Yeah.
Like, it's not uncommon just like to have ties and stuff like that. Maybe not for the champion, but for all the places down from there. This is actually the first time they've done a top 25. Usually it's a top 12. And there used to be like 500 boats in this tournament. So it used to be huge, and with only only a limited amount of anglers that get to go out on the last day.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Do they reset your weights for your championship? Is everybody starting at 0, or are you carrying your weights over for the last day?
Yeah,
Okay.
throughout the tournament we carry the weights.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
25 teams. So we'll find out. We're going to find out what Saturday night if you guys are moving on to the final day.
Friday night.
Friday night.
You will
Friday
know.
night. Friday
After
night.
day
we'll
two.
know.
After day 2.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the goal.
So tomorrow you guys are leaving, what, 242nd or 241st, you said? Are you reversing order on day 2?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's kind of the nice thing. I wouldn't say either one of them like hurts us or like helps us, but yeah. So we're gonna be like the last boat on day 1, and then the very like one of the first. But like we might be on the dock where they launch us from in the morning. So it's gonna be pretty cool on day 2 if we get to experience something like that. But yeah. It's going to be a long first day, but we're still looking forward to it.
It won't affect us at all.
No.
We're still going to fish.
That's,
It's just we're going to do everything backwards.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
our
right.
rotation backwards.
Being that you're so far south and like this lake must get just a ton of boat traffic, period. So you don't find these fish are really scattered by boat movements and stuff like that. It's not like they're not affected like we are back here in Canada when there's a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's a whole different story. Even the like there's 0 weeds in this lake. Like it's a lot different. And obviously, boat traffic, fishing traffic. You know when there's a school of stripers when there's 30 boats just like 100 yards away from you, because they're all smashing stripers, Scottie, or catfish. There's catfish in here too, and Tristan actually got a big one. I haven't posted that yet, but but like it's a great fishy lake. But it gets a ton of pressure.
Correct.
So
from all the different types of sports, even wake boats, wake boats, sea-doos, everything.
Yeah.
Everything,
Wow. Obviously, with Media Day and a lot of the events that go on leading up to it, have you taken back or gotten the autographs of any notable anglers down there? Are you rubbing shoulders with some of the elite from Bass?
No, it's like there's a few college guys, but not right now. A lot of the elites they got a tournament coming up soon, so they're all up north right now. Yeah, so they're in the nice weather right now, and we're getting melted on the front of the boat. So, but yeah, there's not many big names, but there's a lot of kids that like the fishing industry down here it's massive. Like it is huge, and there's a lot of big high school names in this tournament. So to experience that is cool. Me being on social media a lot, like I know who these kids are, and seeing them in person is pretty cool. But there's definitely some big names in that way, but not many that like are super well known. But I'm sure some of those names, and hopefully, we'll hopefully get to that status. But
So Alicia's asking. Obviously, you caught a catfish. Have you caught any stripers while you've been down there?
No.
We were kind of hoping to do it in practice. So if we do it in a tournament, like we're not wasting any time. But we did. Like at one point, we did kind of want to catch a striper just for the fun of it. We saw all the boats. We're like, we should join them in the channel now, just to have some fun. But
when we're fishing, and we can tell what are game fish, which are bass, and which are stripers through live scope, so we don't even bother. But we're all game, all business.
Yeah, you'll see like a school of crappie on the live scope, and then all of a sudden you see the school disperse, and then just a big blob. That's that's a striper that's coming to chase them.
You know it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's incredible. Wow. Any last questions, Danny, before we let these two go grab some shut-eye?
Practice or tournament, I'm casting on a big striper. I'm not going to hesitate.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I'm all good. I'm all good, guys. Congratulations on what you got, and best of luck. We're all rooting for you, and hope you guys do well and have a good time.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you guys. Scottie,
I will
Danny,
say this:
yeah,
you have a lot of the bass clubs up here in Ontario that are rooting for you. Ontario Junior Bass Nation has chimed in. Mississauga has chimed in. There's a whole bunch of bass clubs that are really pushing for you and hoping you guys do well. Really looking forward to seeing what the standings are come Friday. I'm hoping for nothing but great things. May all the big fish be yours. And as Dan said, soak it in, have as much fun as you possibly can. You're only going to be this old once. And
that's right.
The experience.
Yeah, we won't be won't be able to fish this event again. So
exactly,
we got to make the most of it now, and we're confident we can.
Right on. Well, listen, you two grab some C's. We're going to be watching you, and hopefully we see you on a podium holding up some hardware.
Yeah, definitely check out bassmaster.com, and you'll see us eventually on there.
Eventually.
Right on,
and
guys.
our social medias will be posting after the
That's right.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh, Canada. Here we go.
Oh, Canada.
Elbows up, boys. And they're done.
That's right.
Right on. You take care. Have a great night. All the best, guys.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Thank you.
Like, how cool is that, bud?
Absolutely.
Like, come on. At that age, competing at that level, like, holy crap.
We went down a little trip of memory lane due to my haircut earlier. Then we didn't have that kind of stuff going on, at least not up here. Especially we really don't have that much like that going on up here now. Period. To be honest with you,
I know.
So we're way behind the states when it comes to that, but we'll catch up somehow.
Very cool. Well, this is the POW'er Hour, and the hour is up. Dan, I want to thank you again for joining me. As I said, it's been a busy weekend. Both of us have been running around trying to get caught up. This was something that I really wanted to do. Unfortunately, we were going to do it on Monday, and it just wasn't in the cards. I'm so glad we were able to get this done tonight, and to see those young anglers representing this country on that kind of platform. I don't know, man. I tell you, I'm smiling from ear to ear because I think it's so cool to see Canadian anglers at that age involved in such an elite tournament. It's so cool.
Who knows? We might be looking back to this interview 20 years from now when they're fishing for the championship down the line.
Amen, brother. Amen. All right, dude, you have yourself a great night. Thanks for all who joined. Thanks for all the great support and comments that you left for the lads. We are going to be wishing them on to greatness, and hopefully come Saturday, they are part of the top 25, and may the fish gods look down on them, and it would be nothing. There would be nothing better than to see them hoist some hardware, no matter where they were, third, second, or first. But to be first overall in a tournament like this would pretty much blow the doors off their futures and their future careers in fishing.
I brag about less, so.
Well said, buddy. All right, everybody, have yourselves a great night. We will see you on the flip side. Have yourselves a great weekend. Get out and enjoy what's supposed to be a little bit cooler weather. This rain's coming through, and hopefully going to get rid of all this freaking humidity. We'll be able to get out and enjoy ourselves on the water, and I'm hoping you guys too.
Bye, everyone.